Okay, so today the training wheels come off, so to speak. Whereas before, you're basically focusing on one aspect of translating into PL. Now, a lot of things are fair game. So, for example, now you need to pay attention to not only whether you're talking about a singular term or a kind of variable. For example, what I mean by that is, so Pam here, you would use, a lowercase p for Pam. For Sue would be a lowercase s, right? So um, that's one thing that you have to keep in mind. If you're dealing with definite descriptions or proper names, those are singular terms. But when you talk about, for example, any liberal, well, you can't really say lowercase l for any liberal. That doesn't make any sense. You need to say something like for all x where x are liberal, right? So now you have to distinguish whether you're using, a variable or an individual term. So that's the first thing I should note. But also, you still have to keep in mind that, there might be several logical forms here. It might be an A-type sentence, an E-type sentence, etc. So let's just do one of these, or let's do two, and kind of get you started here. So let's just start with number one, so you can get used to the new element that we're throwing in here, which are dyadic predicates, or if you want to call them two-place predicates, or if you want to call them relational predicates, right? They go by all these names, but now we're using predicates that have two places, two things that you have to put in to make it a complete expression, to make it an actual sentence of PL. So Pam is taller than Sue, but Sue is older than Pam. So we first notice that the main logical operator of this sentence is ultimately going to be an ampersand, right? It is a conjunction. We're saying two things. We're saying, first of all, that Pam is taller than Sue. Second of all, Sue is older than Pam. Okay, so the predicates appear to be taller than and older than. Okay, so how about T for taller than and O for older than? Now, these are two-place predicates. When you say older than, it doesn't really make sense to say, for example, Bill is older than, and that's it, period. That older than what? Like, you need that second thing on here, right? So let's use lowercase p for Pam and lowercase s for Sue. How do you say taller than Pam in PL? Or sorry, Pam is taller than Sue in PL. Pam is taller than Sue, and Sue is older than Pam. So the way that I read relational predicates is, well, let me just show you how I read this whole sentence. Pam is taller than Sue. I kind of start in the middle and then go left to right, kind of like reading conditionals. And Sue is older than Pam. So that's how I read these. Okay, let's do another one. Let's do actually, I think it's a good idea to look at two. So Archie Bunker does not like any liberal. Okay, so what's happening here? Notice this is an A-type sentence. For all x, if x is a liberal, then Archie Bunker does not like x, right? So all, let's just say, liberals are persons Archie Bunker doesn't like, right? So let's say doesn't like here. We'll use a tilde when we translate eventually, but I just want you to notice, first of all, that the logical form of this is an A-type sentence, right? So, okay. So, well, how should we do this? Well, we already know from previous lessons that the logical form in PL of this is a conditional, which in the scope of a universal quantifier. So how do you translate that? Well, this one's the easy one, right? Liberals for all x, if x is a liberal. In this, on the second part, we want to say that Archie Bunker does not like x, the liberal, right? So we have to first say, we have to give Archie Bunker a symbol. So let's use lowercase a because it is a proper name, first name. Actually, I guess the whole name. And doesn't like x. So that's how you would write that. And let's read this together so we can see. For all x, that's the main logical operator. If it is the case that x is a liberal, then Archie Bunker does not like X. So that is how you would read that. All right, so I hope that helps. You should have some fun working on number 3. I'll just get you started. Archie Bunker does not like every liberal, right? So that implies that there are some liberals that he does like. So maybe there's multiple ways of translating that. I'll let you have some fun with that. Email me your questions, and I'll talk to you soon.